What's up, you guys? Thanks for coming in for another installment of Mornin Oats. I really am excited that you guys enjoy the series so much. I enjoy filming it, so I'm really excited to get into this topic. So I got my oats, I got my coffee. Now let's start the discussion. Today I wanted to talk about actually more like a life experience kind of thing that I went through when I was heavier. So I kind of wanted to talk about some things that happened to me that it's kind of crazy looking back that didn't really change me at all. They weren't a clicking point for me. They weren't things that made me think in my head, yo, I need to change. It wasn't anything like that. It was just like, wow, that was either scary or that sucked, but you know, that's my life. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was something that happened here at my house. So my sister has always been, I guess, supportive of me, but very, she would always have my back. She was always very she would defend me. And this is my younger sister, so she would always be like, if someone would make fun of me, she would say something to them. If there was anyone that had anything mean to say about me, she would always defend my honor, I guess you could say. I just wanted to tell you that, guys, so you can kind of understand this story a little bit better. So, you know, my sister always defends me, always has my back, right? Never says anything about my weight. This is when I was heavy, you know, 360 pounds. I remember one night we got into an argument. I don't even remember what the argument was really about, but she ended up saying something along the lines of something about my weight, something about how my friends don't like you because you're creepy and you're overweight and you scare them, something like that, right? And like I said, she was just saying it because we were arguing with each other. You know what I mean? She wasn't trying to be mean or anything. She was trying to be mean, but she felt really bad after she said it. So she says that, right? And I'm someone that I don't ever yell at people. I don't freak out like that. I get very introverted, and when someone says something to me that hurts my feelings, I just kind of hold it in and I shrink down and I block out everything in the entire world. No matter if you're my friend, no matter if you did something that hurt my feelings, no matter if you didn't do anything that hurt my feelings, it doesn't matter really. I just want to block everyone out. And even if you're trying to help me out, I don't care. I'm gonna block you out. So that being said, I ended up going into my room, and it was about 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. When she said that, it was getting dark. So I ended up going into my room, locking myself in my room. People tried to come in, I wouldn't let them in. At about midnight, everyone was already asleep. I opened my door and I walked about a quarter mile to a Mexican food shop that's in my area. I went there and I bought this huge thing of super nachos. That's what they're called. It's an insane amount of food, an insane amount of calories in them. So I remember I got those. It's meant to feed 4 people, legitimately, a family of 4 are supposed to eat those. And I ate the whole thing. And I remember I got home, I ate it at home, and I ate the whole thing. And I remember laying in my bed, literally about to puke because I ate so much food. And I remember at that night that I realized that food is more to me than just something that's gonna get me through the day. It's more than just I eat food because I need to eat food to live. It was I eat food because I have a problem. I eat food because I'm happy. I eat food because I'm sad. I eat bad food because of this. And I kind of made that connection. That being said, I didn't change anything. I was kind of in such denial that even though I made that connection in my head, I didn't change anything still because I really didn't think that it was that big of a deal. So that being said, now we moved forward maybe a couple years or something like that. I don't remember exactly how long ago that was, but we moved forward to, this is pretty close to right before I had made the change. I had changed my life. So a little bit of backstory on this story. This was right before I changed my life. Me and my best friend and a couple of our family members all drove up from San Diego, where I live, to Utah, to Ogden, Utah, which is at the top of Utah, to go to my best friend's brother's wedding. And the drive was 8 hours, I think. It was really long. It was a long drive. And we were sitting the whole time. I was just snacking on junk food, soda, no water, right? Any of that. And this is when I was 360 pounds, wearing a 5XL shirt, size 56 pants. This is when I was at my heaviest. We end up driving through the night and we get there, and I remember getting out of the car and going to stand up, and everything started spinning, and I had to sit back down, and nobody noticed. Nobody saw what had happened, and nobody saw that I had pretty much almost fallen down. So I kind of sat down for a second, composed myself, started breathing. All right, and then I stood back up and I was kind of okay, but everything felt off. In my head, I knew for a fact that this was because I was so heavy, and but I made the excuse of, I haven't been drinking any water, the elevation is a lot different from where I live to here, so that's why I'm spinning and everything. And I honestly thought that like there was something wrong with me. I thought that I might like really need to go to the hospital, but I didn't say anything to anyone because I was embarrassed of that, you know? We end up going into the house and I sit down and they're having like a party because we get there like at nighttime, right? When the party has just started and everyone's drinking and everyone's having a good time. Everyone's hanging out, talking, walking around, and I literally sit down on the couch and I do not move. I didn't move. One, because when I was heavier and I was around a lot of people, I was very uncomfortable and it was people I didn't know. And I just figured that they were all staring at me anyways, so I didn't want to move around and like talk to people. I was just too nervous to talk to anyone. And then also, I literally thought that there was something extremely wrong with me, and I didn't want to move. And I'm someone that hates the doctor too. I remember like that whole trip. It was about 3 days that we were there. I would pretty much just go from sitting in one spot to getting ready, and then sitting, and then I would sit down and then hope I didn't have to move for the rest of the time. That's why I say so much that obesity is a prison. You know, I wasn't living my life. Like that should have been a really fun time for me. I should have had so much fun at those parties. I should have had so much fun at the wedding and enjoyed myself. But I couldn't because I honestly thought that I was dying. But I'm not trying to be over dramatic, but I thought that there was something seriously wrong with me the whole time I was there. I didn't say anything and I was too afraid to say anything. I was too embarrassed to say anything. I talk about this a lot, like you're being in denial, and like that's what I was such in denial. Like I would make up any excuse possible as to why I would be dizzy and lightheaded and why this is happening. It's not because I'm heavy, right? It's because of this. I just thought that was interesting. So I just thought I'd share that story with you guys. The time that I really thought that I was like, might be dying. Sorry you guys hear my family talking in the background. Like I said, there's a lot of people that live here, so I apologize. I just thought that would be interesting. I'm not sure how many of you guys might relate, might have similar stories, like something that happened to you that was really scary and you really thought that was a problem, and that you didn't really take it as seriously as you should have because you were kind of in denial about maybe your weight or whatever. I don't know. I just thought that was an interesting story to tell you guys on this installment of Morning Oats. I'm almost done with my oatmeal and my coffee, so we're gonna go ahead and end this episode here. Like I said, thank you guys so much for enjoying these and being so nice about them, and I really appreciate it. Like I said, always please leave any topics that you want me to talk about in the comment section down below. I love talking to you guys. I love talking about you guys. I love talking with you guys. You guys are all awesome. So thank you guys so much. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. There was one other thing that I wanted to say. Oh yeah. Look how buff I am.